Well, hello liars. Yesterday I did the unboxing of this badass unit here. So today I figured it's time to put it on. And I planned on doing this video outside, but it's blowing harder than a broke prostitute right now. So I'm gonna do it in here. So let's get right into this. All right, now when you go ahead and put it on the stand, just leave these knobs loose. That way you can pull the screen off and on the bracket real easy. But really the first thing you need to figure out is where in the world do you want this graph to be? Do you want it to be on your left side? Do you want it to be on your right side? Or in the center? But obviously I can't put mine in the center because I have that that thing there. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put mine right here in front of this trolling motor plug. And I've got it plugged up backwards. It goes in like that. And I'm going to tap in to the power from the trolling motor to run this. Everything I've heard, it says running this off your trolling motor battery is a-okay. So we're gonna start there. I'm gonna put this up there and make sure I like it, get in the boat and everything, make sure it's all good. Your application may be a little different than mine. You might have fiberglass as the subfloor or whatever, or you might just be putting that on top of some fiberglass, in which case you are going to have to pre-drill your holes and then thread your screws in to mount it down. Now, if you have something similar to mine where you have a plug right behind it, you need to leave room to where you can still plug this in and unplug it if you need to. It comes with 4 little bags. One's got an inline fuse with a fuse that comes with it, some connectors, and some I could use these for mounting screws as well, but I want to get them thicker ones in there just to make sure it's all good to go. You've got a transducer mount bolt. It's already got the Loctite on it. And then these are going to cover up what's left of the graph. There's 4 little pieces that are missing, and they're right there. They got some tape on them. So I am going to get started on mounting that bracket, and then we'll worry about wiring here in just a minute. All right, so to get this thing on the barrel, you take your mount here and you slide this through, and you get it through on both sides, just like so. And then this thing came out, so just get that threaded back in there. All right, so now that you have this on and tight, you can go ahead and trim off some of this clamp, because you don't need it. And then it's not in the way, not banging around, doing a bunch of stuff it's not supposed to be doing. So grab your deucer. And this part here is meant for the transom mount. So you don't have to worry about this if you're putting it on here. So there's some male notches on this side and there's some female notches on either side of this. So you can mount it on whichever side like the manual says. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on right here. Make sure that it seats all the way in there so you don't break those. You don't break those off. Just like so. And you don't have to change the orientation of it, which is freaking sweet. The Garmin has like 3 different settings on it where you can do forward or whatever that outward one is, I don't remember, panoramic view or whatever, and then it's got forward view and down view, and you gotta change the, you don't gotta do that with this, which is really cool. So now Let's see, I'm gonna have to change the angle of this thing. So now it's time to run some wires, and for whatever reason, it does not come with any zip ties, which is just freaking great. So what we're gonna do is get some zip ties. Basically, all you have to do, let me try to explain how to do this. So it can be quite difficult if you have to move your motor up and down a bunch, because you have to know when to stop right here and then go up above. So basically, if you don't have to move it like hardly at all, what you can do is set this shorter than what you think you're gonna need it and then go from there and zip tie it there. But I think I'm only gonna tie mine up to here. That way the wiring doesn't go all the way over here and it's gotta come all the way up the front of the boat. I'll just stop it here and then run the wiring and hide it under the deck and then hook it into the unit. Now we can pull the trolling motor up and check and make sure none of the wiring is going to get all messed up. So that's not down as far as it'll go, but now we know that these wires are not going to interfere with this piece. They're not going to interfere with anything going on up here. And you're just going to have to leave this part of the wire loose and just try to get it. You can bring it down here and put some kind of tie down on it right here so it's not flopping. There's not a lot of slack over here flopping down the road. And then the rest of it, you'll just have to find somewhere to stuff it under the deck or stuff it under somewhere where you can't really see it. Some of these right here, they look like this. I'm going to use this to fasten that to the side of that trolling motor mount block, and then maybe the rest of the way down. That way it looks nice and clean at least. And yeah, then I'm going to go ahead and hide the wiring. So I just wanted to show you this because this might be a lifesaver for you. All right, so far this is where we're at. I've got 2 cable ties holding down there, and then I've got 2 coming through here holding this down, and then all the wiring is tucked as much as I can get it for now. This is just a light bar white wire, so it looks a lot better when this piece is not dangling over there, because I got to get a way to hide all that a little better. But the transducer's plugged in. The wiring, I left just enough slack up here so that I can bring this motor down and not have any kind of problems. I may have to just watch the motor as it comes down, because right here it tries to go under there, but other than that, not a big deal, because you can't fasten this, because if you go to try to lift it up, it would get snagged right there. So you just kind of have to give it a little bit of playroom, and that will be good. So next up is I gotta rob power from this plug and wire in that fuse. So if you have a plug like this, there's a little tab right there on that left side. You push down on that and pull your cord out the back, and that will pull both connectors out. Well, you have to do it on each one, but that'll pull your connectors out, and that way you can tap into your power and send it to your graph. Quite a pain in the ass, just one person though, I'll tell you that. And when you go to put these back together, make sure that you line the cables up with the appropriate symbols here. Positive, positive, negative, negative. Please don't forget to do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have to solder some connections. So for the power, let's see. Here's the power wire right here. This is gonna have, this red wire is gonna have to go to this red wire before it goes to this red wire. There has to be a fuse in between where your power is coming in and where your power is coming out of. So it's coming in from this cable through the fuse out of this plug into that screen. So if you don't put this in there and your battery decides to overvolt or do something stupid and crazy, there goes your whole unit, and you just wasted $800, $900 on it. Please don't forget this. So everything is hooked up. Here's what I'm dealing with back here. But I'm thinking, you know, as this is tilted back just a little bit, it's really not too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Look at her in all of her glory. Configure device. Mile per hour, miles, feet. Yes. Go ahead and finish. Fresh water. No. We don't want to register our device. Okay. All right, fellas. Let's see what we got here. And now you can see we've got our live sonar here. We've got a chart and 2D sonar combo. The live sonar with the 2D combo. We've got down scan. And then I'm not exactly sure what this one is. Don't know what that is. Oh, that must just be the live sonar without the name on it. Oh, no. That's live sonar with down scan at the bottom side there. So that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this thing off. Tomorrow it should be hitting the water. So if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, comment suggestions for future videos. Thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful evening, everybody. Good night.